Hey guys, it is Lawrence here, and today I'm going to walk you through how you can make 10k per month online. And why should you listen to me? Well, I've made more than 10k per month online for quite some time now, and a lot more than 10k per month. Upwards of 140,000 per month. This, if you can see, hopefully it focuses enough for you to see. This is our old Stripe account, actually. It's just the easiest way to show you some money. We use a different payment processor now, but 1.27 million generated through this particular payment processor. I run a agency called Hey You, where we help agencies, coaches, consultants, and SaaS companies fill their sales calendar with qualified appointments through our proven outreach strategies. Now, this is not a pitch for my agency. Not at all. Quite the opposite. I just wanted to show you that you should probably only listen to somebody about making 10k per month online if they are actually doing it, or they've been there and they have done it. And there you go. There's all the proof that you need. Cheers. To kind of know that I've been there, done it, and I'm still doing it, and doing a lot more than 10k per month. So, how do you do it? Well, money is always going to be exchanged for value. And the bigger the value, which is kind of shown by the size of the word value here, the bigger the value, the bigger the amount of money, or the more money you're going to make. So money will always be exchanged for value. The more value you create, the more money you get. So if that is to be true, looking at kind of first principles here, then we want to make sure that we provide a lot of value. So in order to provide big value, we basically need to solve big problems. Because let's say like a heart surgeon, right? Let's look at a heart surgeon. That's a big problem for somebody if they need surgery on their heart. It's a big life or death problem. And they get paid a lot of money because they solve a big problem. Now, skip that, or flip the coin, should I say. Look at a pot washer. I was a pot washer in a local restaurant when I was growing up. When I was 16, every Friday and Saturday night, I would be up to my elbows in foamy water, washing pots. And it was I provided small value. I was easily replaced. I could have been replaced by a actual machine, a washing machine, if they were quick enough. Small value. So I got paid a small amount of money, and I solved a small problem. So I get paid a small amount of money. So money is a direct correlation to the value that you provide, and the value that you provide is basically a direct correlation to the size of the problem that you solve. So if we know that to be true, which we do, then we need to make sure that we are solving a big problem. Solve a big problem, get paid. It's basically that's the game we're playing. So what is a big problem? There's a couple of things that you can do. There's so many opportunities that you have at your fingertips to earn 10k. And sometimes, 10k, take this number with a pinch of salt. This could be 5k or it could be 100k. Doesn't really matter, but most people want 10k. That's generally enough to give you the time, the location, the financial freedom to be able to do whatever you want. Quit your 9 to 5, whatever it may be. Fire your boss. And if there's so many opportunities out there, that we get kind of shiny object syndrome. Sorry, I can't talk. We get shiny object syndrome, and we're not sure what to do. And there's a couple of there's two things that we can go down. So we can go down B to B, or we can go B to C. Business to business. So you as a business owner, because you're going to need a business to earn 10k per month, most of the time online, if you want to be a business owner. So you are the B in this scenario. You are the B, and you can either serve other businesses or you can serve consumers. So you can go business to business or you can go business to consumer. And both work, obviously. There's massive industries within both. I personally prefer B2B. And the reason being is because they generally have more money. If, for example, you were to say to a business, give me $1,000 a month, then they see that $1,000 and they think, well, our expenses are already like 50k a month. What's 51k? You know, real basic example here. You say that to a consumer, you say, give me $1,000 a month. They're like, damn, that's more than my rent. That's more than my mortgage. That's more than, you know, that's going to double my outgoings. So getting like a decent amount of money from a consumer is just a little bit more difficult, which is why I like B2B. Another reason that I like B2B as opposed to B2C is pretty much every business is the same. They have the same problems. They're not the same, of course. They don't all do the same thing, but they all have the same problems. And we know that in order to earn money, we need to solve problems, because when we alleviate problems, we create value, and value is a direct exchange of money. So we know that to be true. These people have the same problems. I'm going pretty quick here. I want to provide as much value in the shortest time possible to respect your time. So we have the same problems, and then here we have different problems. Everybody is different, and they all have different problems. Some people, some consumers, you know, they want to lose weight. They want to find the right partner. They want to find a better job. Like, their list is literally endless. They want to move house. Like, literally every thought that you have each day is like a possible problem. We all know that there's 1,000,001 problems for human beings. There's only a finite number of problems for businesses. And so you can get good at solving one problem and it be applicable to pretty much every business. And so I don't know about you, but I would way prefer to get good at like solving one thing one time and it be applicable across loads of different businesses, as opposed to get good at one thing one time and it only be good for like one type of person, and if they don't want it, then like, you know, you're just limiting yourself. So that's why I like B2B, because there's similar problems. And if we go down that route, let me get rid of all my scribbles. We go down that route, then we know that B2B is probably going to be the easiest place to start. So we need to understand now that like the question that we want to ask ourselves if we want to start earning money online is, what problems can I solve? Sorry, trying to type as quickly as I can here. What problems can I solve? Now, the question that you should probably be asking before that, in fact, is what problems do they have? And then, so here's where most people go wrong, right? Is they think, what problems can I solve? And then I'll go out and offer that to the world. I love going to the gym. I'm really passionate about dogs. I know how to make a dog sit, stand, give me his paw, roll over, jump up and down, bark on cue. I'm going to teach people how to train their dogs. It's like, well, what do people actually want? Don't forget about what you can do. Think about what people actually want and then go and give them that. So much easier to sell as opposed to trying to fit like a square peg through a round hole, if that makes sense. So think about what problems do business owners have. It's like kind of a worldwide known fact that most people have a problem with acquisition. Fancy term for saying they don't get enough customers. Every business wants customers. Every business needs customers. No business has enough customers. 99% of businesses don't have enough customers. So when it comes to what you should do to earn 10k per month online, I sincerely, hand on heart, believe this to be the most effective method, is to solve customer acquisition. We'll call it customer acq, just to save you watching me type out acquisition. So I truly believe that solving customer acquisition for businesses is the most effective way of earning 10k per month. It's a big problem. However, when there's a big problem, generally it means that the solution is quite hard to come across. Otherwise it wouldn't be a big problem. So generally the bigger the problem, the harder the solution. If the solution was really easy, then it wouldn't be a big problem, if that makes sense. So like think about curing cancer. Like curing cancer is a big problem. It's not got an easy solution, because if it had an easy solution, we would have solved it and it wouldn't be a big problem. So there's this like dichotomy between wanting to solve a massive problem, but also like actually being able to solve it in the first place. So what we need to do is we need to like pick an element of this. Pick an element of acquisition. We want to break it down into bite-sized pieces. So we don't want to like tackle this big monster thing that is client acquisition or customer acquisition, because there's so many moving parts to it. You've got like running ads, you've got creating copy, you've got designing videos, landing pages, websites, you've got sales, you've got PR, you've got like so many different things. So we need to just like clear away a bunch of it and focus on one element of it. And we want to focus on the most important part of it. And to me, the most important part, and for every business owner, is lead gen. People do not get enough leads. Every single person that I speak to, the reason I set up this business in the first place is because I understand all of this stuff and I want to solve a problem that businesses have. I didn't come up with this business based off my skill set. I came up with this business because I knew that it was a problem that the market had, and I wanted to position myself as the person to solve that problem. And that's how I've been able to take this business from 0 to over 100k per month in the first 6 months. So we started off with absolutely nothing. 6 months later, we're doing 100k per month, a little bit over, about 108k, I think it was. And we're now doing about 140k every single month. And it's because I solved a specific part of the process. Every person that we speak to, and we speak to a lot of people, we generally generate about 150 sales calls every single month for our own agency. The reason that people speak to us is because they don't get enough leads. They don't have enough conversations. They can't speak to enough potential clients. Because clients equals sales, sales equals money. So we come in, we solve a big problem for them by removing this bottleneck, ticking that box. And if you want to earn 10k per month, that's, in my opinion, the most effective way to do it is to solve a big problem and then find out what part of that big problem is actually the biggest problem. So acquisition is like the macro, and we need to find out within that macro what is the micro that has a disproportionate impact on the macro. So acquisition being the macro, we'll call that just ac, and there's loads of different micro things here. So we've got, like, for example, we could talk about copywriting. That's one of the micros. Another one of the micros is lead gen. And like, you could argue that there's more micros within lead gen. Oops, go away picture. There's more micros within lead gen, and we can get super specific, but we don't really need to at this stage. We just need to focus on a micro within the macro, which is client acquisition. I hope you're kind of sticking with me here and following what I'm saying. So how do we solve lead gen? Lots of different ways. Lots and lots of different ways. So let's look at a few of them. So ultimately, how do we solve lead gen? If we pull back the curtains and we just look at it as most fundamental thing, we solve lead gen issues by getting leads. And then we can go one step further. We need to get the right leads. So qualified leads. That should be that way around. So we're looking to generate qualified leads for our clients. So how do we do that? Well, we need to remember that, like, not every lead is created equally. We want to make sure that they are qualified. There's a bunch of ways, like almost endless, but let's look at a few of the main ways. So we've got things like, we've got organic. We have got paid ads. We have got outreach. We've got SEO, search engine optimization. Let's just like stick at these for now. There's loads of them, but we want to basically just focus on the main ones, because otherwise you'll get like paralysis by analysis, where you are like trying to think about too many things. And if you want to get to, where are we, 10k per month online, like you gotta, often less is more. Like there's so many things that you could do, there's so many ways that you could make this amount of money, but we need to make sure that we are, you know, taking away some of the thought process. So there's a few things that we could do, and there's a few things that we need to look at. So we've got time, we've got quality, we've got cost, and let's leave it at that as well. So if we look at organic, let's say, for example, let's give each of these a score, right? And let's say that 1 is bad and 10 is good. So if we want to get qualified leads for clients and charge clients money, we could offer them like organic services. So that is posting content on things like YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And from a time perspective, in order to start generating these leads, it's actually probably one of the worst. So I'll give this like a 2 out of 10. If we look at paid ads, it's like super quick. You can run ads and start getting leads straight away. There's nothing really quicker than paid ads. So I would give paid ads, like think running ads on Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok, YouTube, spending money to basically get attention. Not really a quicker way. Outreach, depends on the outreach that you do. The most effective outreach, in my opinion, is emails. There's like a 30-day window of warming up accounts and doing things like that. So I would probably give that like an 8. The reason that it's not lower is because, like with paid ads, there's quite a lot of stuff that you need to do to get it up and running. Like you got to write copy, you got to create creatives, videos, images to use on the ads, and you got to do that for everything. And outreach, although you've got to warm up the email addresses, that takes like 30 days, you still got to do all the same stuff that you would do with paid ads as well. So it's only kind of slightly worse. SEO is another option, takes a very long time, and it's like might take 6 months, it might take longer. It's a bit of a kind of black magic. So that's it in terms of time. Paid ads definitely wins when it comes to getting qualified leads for clients in the quickest time possible. Now let's look at the quality. When it comes to organic, the good thing about organic is that when the leads are qualified, they are generally, the trust levels is very high because they've seen a lot of your content, and so you could probably charge your clients a lot more money for organic leads because they will convert so high, because they trust your clients. So in terms of quality, I would probably give this an 8. The reason it's not higher is you have no control over who comes through the funnel and who actually reaches out to the business through organic content. So it's nice and high, but it's not super high. Paid ads, you can get qualified prospects, and it does obviously work, but you've got to kiss a lot of frogs, basically. You've got to get through a lot of leads in order to find qualified leads. So I'm going to give that like a 6 out of 10. When it comes to outreach, one of the most brilliant things about outreach is that you have full control over who you reach out to. So if somebody is not a qualified lead, it's because you reached out to them in the first place and you shouldn't have. So I'm going to give outreach a 10 out of 10 for quality. And SEO, I'm going to give like a 9 out of 10, because generally when somebody finds you through SEO, it's because they're searching for you. They want what you have. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily really qualified, but it does mean that they are going to convert a lot higher because they're actively searching for what it is that your clients are offering. So let's look at money. So 10 being like cheap, or being low cost. Cheap is has negative connotations. Let's say low cost. 1 is bad, so being very high cost. So organic is very low cost. So I'm going to give organic it a 8. And the reason I'm going to give it an 8 and not a 10 is because of the time. And the reason being is that you have to spend an amount of money to get, videos created, posting stuff. It all costs some money, even if money equals time. But because the time is so long, it makes it a little bit more expensive, if that makes sense. If you could post a video for, get a video edited for $300, let's say, and then get clients tomorrow, then it would be great. But you can't. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of editing on a lot of videos to start getting results. So that's why it's an 8. Paid ads. Paid ads is expensive. It is going to be the most expensive. So I'm going to give paid ads a 2. Outreach. I'm going to give outreach a 10 out of 10. And the reason being is that it is either extremely low cost. If you're doing like emails, you've got to buy the emails. You've got to send the emails out on a software. Really, really low cost. Or it's free if you're doing like cold DMs, things like that. So very, very low. And then if we look at SEO, SEO generally takes like a lot of time, a lot of energy. It's still pretty good, but it's going to cost money because of the time that it takes. And you do need to, use a lot of different softwares to find out the right keywords. And I'm not going to proclaim that I'm the most, number one expert in SEO, but it's just not as effective as organic or outreach. So if we look at the scores here, we have 18. So we're out of a score of 30, so we're 18 out of 30. Paid ads, we are also 18 out of 30. Outreach, we are, let's put this up here, 28 out of 30. And then again here, we are 18 out of 30. So outreach, in my opinion, is by far the most effective way and the best way to generate qualified leads for clients. And qualified leads is a big problem. And when you solve a problem, what happens? We create value. And when we create value, we get money. So we've worked backwards from money equals value, value equals solving a problem. We want to solve a big problem, and a big problem is qualified leads. We know the best way to solve a big problem, i.e. qualified leads, is to do outreach. Why outreach? Few reasons. It's very quick to set up. It generates very qualified leads. It doesn't cost very much money. And let's say, for example, we do cold emails. We send out cold emails to prospects. We get prospects onto a call and we say, look, we've got you onto a call through cold emails. We've got you as a lead. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send cold emails on your behalf to get you leads. And they say, yeah, that makes sense. And we can say, look, it worked. I've proven that it worked because you are now my lead through a cold email. I'm going to do the same for you. And I'm going to charge you every time I get you a lead. And they say, okay, cool, so I don't have to pay for anything up front? No, you don't have to pay for anything up front, Mr. Prospect. Okay, brilliant. How much are you going to charge me? Well, let's have a conversation about that. How much is a client worth to you? Oh, a client is worth, over 3 months, they're worth $3,000. Okay, brilliant. And how many, when you get a lead, what percentage of those close into a paying client? Oh, about 30%. Well, let's use 33% for the ease of my limited math skills. Okay, so a lead is worth to you $1,000. Is that correct in saying, Mr. Prospect? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. And how many leads could you handle each month? Oh, I could get, I'd love, the more that you can get me, the better. Okay, well, if a lead is worth $1,000 to you, Mr. Prospect, are you cool paying me $250 per lead? I'll do everything for you. I'll just literally send you the leads. Yeah. If I pay you $250 and get $1,000 back, that makes a lot of sense to me. Double thumbs up. So now we can start generating leads for this client completely for free, really easy, really simple, and we charge them $250 per lead. To take things to the next level, and we won't get into it too much in this video, you can outsource the service delivery. So you pay somebody a small amount of money each month to work on this client's account. You can either give them a portion of this, you can give them a percentage of it, or you can pay them a flat monthly fee, and they can do it for you. And they could probably manage 3 or 4 clients. And if you're getting $250 for every lead, and let's say, for example, you get them 10, 20, maybe even 30, 50 leads a month, you're going to be charging that client anywhere between 2.5K up to, let's say, 10K every single month. You get 5 clients, and that is how you start to, I've lost where I am now, to earn 10K per month. And this is what I do. This is what I do with Hey You. And it's also how I help some of my clients do the same thing. I not only run my cold outreach agency, but I also help others start and grow their own cold outreach agency. And if you want to start earning money online, if you want to get to 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K like me and beyond, and you want to take the proven steps that I've taken, and I can show you exactly what to do, how to do it, who to do it for, how to charge, everything in between, then click the first link in the description. It will explain exactly how I can help you quit the 9 to 5, start earning 10K plus per month, every single month, and have that freedom that comes along with it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.